Hey everybody, my name is Eugene. Me and my wife got a YouTube channel called Eugene and Daphne. And what we're doing is that we're going to be talking about different things in the life as a Christian. And we're going to talk about different areas like marriage and home life and children and of course church. What I want to talk about today is something pertaining to church, which is giving in the church, giving to God or giving in the church. I realized that what I was taught in church concerning giving was not correct. Let me explain. Me and my wife, we grew up in different denominations, but the message was pretty much the same, or was the same, and that is when it was time to give, it was time to give your tithes. Me and my wife talked about it, and she has mentioned there have been times where the service went for 30 minutes just on the subject of giving, and make sure you bring in your tithes, give your tithes. And the same thing with me. That's all we heard when it was time for the offering. It's time to give your tithes and offerings. And that was the message of us growing up. One thing I realized was what tithing actually was. The definition of tithe that we were taught was not in the Bible. See, we was taught that tithing was giving 10% of your income to the church, or to God, or to the church. That's what we taught. Whenever somebody says time to tithe, that was our definition. Give 10% of our income to the church. So whenever that word was mentioned, tithe, that was my definition. And that was her definition, no matter what. But what I realized is the true definition of that word tithe. See, the definition of the word tithe in the Bible means tenth. That's exactly what it means. It don't mean give a tenth. It don't mean take a tenth. It means a tenth or 10%. For example, scientists says that we only use less than a tithe of our brain. Okay? Another example. If I had a pop, I say, you know what? I only drank just a tithe of that pop. 10%. 10%. That's what the word in the Bible means. It means 10%. So in the Bible, it's not what is tithe. It's more of what is the commandment of tithe. What is the actual command? How did God actually use that word tithe? Now we'll go more in details in other videos, but here's the bottom line. The bottom line is that God never commanded anybody to give a tithe or 10% of their income, money income, to the church. Whether not it's to the temple or even to the church. Temple in the Old Testament, church in the New Testament. God never commanded anybody to give 10% of money to the church. Now, he did command the Israelites the command concerning the tithe, the commandment of tithe, was to take a tenth and eat it and give some to the Levites. Okay? So now that is the command. That is the command is to take a tenth of edible items, the seed of the land, fruit of the trees, and livestock. Take it to the temple and eat it. Not give, but eat it. But then share with the Levites. Give some, because they didn't have land to grow anything edible. So they did share or gave some to the Levites. Now again, we're going into details in that in other videos to really break it down. But the bottom line is that the tithe in the Bible is the definition is 10%, and what God commanded the children of Israel to do was to take 10% of edible items to the temple, eat it, give some to the Levites. So now I will say this concerning money given in the Bible, God did have a command for the children of Israel to give concerning money, but he did not command them to give a tenth of money. He actually commanded them to give an amount, one amount. It was a half a shekel. Again, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But my point is this, concerning money given now, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, he commanded them to give an amount, one amount, not percent. Concerning edible items, he commanded them to give a percent, or to take a percent, 10, to the temple and eat it and share it with the Levites. So that caused me to step back and say, wait a minute. I thought the definition of tithe was to give 10% of your money to the church. But the definition in the Bible is not as tenth, which means God says it's 10%, but it's what I'm commanding you to do. I'm commanding you to take 10% of edible items, take it to the temple, eat it, not give, eat it, and then share or give some to the Levites. So when I saw the difference, I said, wait a minute, something's not right there. And then it started to make sense on why not one Christian in the New Testament tithe, as my definition of what I was taught was, you don't see it in the Bible, and you don't see the apostles teaching what I was taught, right? Because they knew the truth, the facts, the actual facts of what the 10% was in the Old Testament. So what I just mentioned, these are literally facts. These are facts concerning the actual commandment of tithe that's in the Bible. So the bottom line is that what I was taught, what tithe was not correct. Not what the Bible actually says tithe was in the Bible. Two different things. So it just wasn't corrected. Nobody in the Bible gave the money, and God commanded the tithing only on edible items. But there's a right way to give, which is what we're going to talk about, that's in the New Testament. So that's in the next video. So thanks for taking this time of watching. I'm encouraging you to come back for more about what is the right way of giving. That's in the New Testament. And again, my name is Eugene, and from our YouTube channel, Eugene and Daphne. And again, thank you so much for watching, and come back for next time. Y'all have a great day.